The great German statesman Otto von Bismarck is reputed to have once said that God has a special providence for fools, drunkards, and the United States of America. He might never have actually said that, but it captures the sense that many around the world have at America's continuing ability to surprise on the upside, in the words of a businessman friend of mine. But it remains unclear as to whether the incumbent party, the Democrats, will be able to benefit from this good fortune. The latest evidence for its special providence is that the United States appears to be doing the near impossible, getting inflation down far and fast without triggering a deep recession. The former Federal Reserve Vice Chairman Alan Blinder points out that using strict definitions, the United States has been able to achieve such a soft landing only once before in the past 60 years. In recent remarks, Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Fed, has all but declared victory, and he deserves considerable praise for getting the balance of policy about right through some very treacherous times. The U.S. economy currently has low inflation, low unemployment, a boom in manufacturing, and dominance in technologies of the future like AI and gene editing. Even rising inequality, which has soared for decades, has recently abated. And yet, these factors are not giving the incumbent Democrats the advantage one might have expected. In most polls, Donald Trump continues to lead Kamala Harris on the question of who would better handle the economy, though by less than he led Joe Biden. More broadly, the race remains virtually tied. While Harris had improved on Biden's disastrous standing, her standing in the race both nationally and in swing states lags behind where Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden stood at this point in their races against Trump. When you consider that Trump could do better than he is in current polling, which happened due to polling errors in both 2016 and 2020, the race remains a toss-up. In the end, as I've pointed out, this election will not be fought over economics. The most recent reminder of the political mood in the Western world comes from Germany. For many years, even as right-wing populism surged elsewhere, it did not take hold in Germany. Until the last year or so, the small right-wing populist party, the Alternative for Germany, remained marginalized. But it now looks neither small nor likely to be marginalized for much longer. It won one recent German state election, a first for a far-right party since the Nazi era, came a very close second in another state, and is vying for the top spot in a third state. It looks poised to become Germany's second political party after the center-right CDU. As with many right-wing populist parties, the AfD's rise can be largely credited to the politics of immigration. The story is a familiar one. As long as mainstream political parties turn a blind eye to the seismic shifts taking place relating to immigration, they are in danger of being outflanked by the populist right. In the Netherlands, Geert Wilders has also gone from being an extremist firebrand with whom few would ally to the leading political player and kingmaker in the recent Dutch elections. There are strategies to blunt the populist right's appeal. In Denmark, the centrist parties have adopted a very tough line on immigration and assimilation, tough enough to be criticized by many mainstream politicians. But the result has been that populism, which flared up in past elections, seems at bay in that country. In Poland, the center-right party of Donald Tusk fought its election not on immigration, but over the future of democracy in Poland and its membership in the European Union, both popular positions in that country. In the United States, immigration remains a core concern. In Wall Street Journal polls, it was either close to the top or at the very top of voters' concerns, both nationally and in swing states. Kamala Harris has been able to effectively blunt some of Trump's appeal on this issue by pointing out that he squashed a tough border protection bill, mostly written by Republicans, but she may need to do more. Many commentators believe that the Trump phenomenon is a fluke, fueled by his celebrity and almost cult-like following. Some of that is true, but right-wing populism isn't going anywhere, fueled as it is by a deep backlash against the economic, political, and cultural openness of the last few decades and the urban elites it spawned. Look at Europe. Look even at countries like Turkey and India, where leaders have allied themselves with those opposed to liberal cosmopolitan elites. Look at the Republican Party, which now has no home for people like George W. Bush, Mitt Romney, Liz Cheney, Paul Ryan, and even Mitch McConnell, leaders who once defined the party. Trump could win, but even if he loses, his movement and right-wing populism are here to stay. Go to cnn.com/Fareed for a link to my Washington Post column this week.